Football, it's given us some insane legends. I'm talking about dudes like Pelé, Maradona, Johan Cruyff and Zidane. These guys were the bomb on the field. But here's the thing, football is a lot like life. One minute you're soaring high and the next you're crashing down. It's crazy. So let's dive further into the topic and talk about former stars who now play at a lower level. See, let me tell you about Cesc Fabregas. That dude was a class act. He was all charisma when he played at Arsenal with Wenger, and his time at Chelsea with Mourinho was also something special. Those slick passes he made to Diego Costa were like the signature move of Chelsea. They were giants on the field. But you know how it goes, right? All good things come to an end, and now Fabregas is playing for Como, an Italian Serie B team. It's a bummer really. Como hasn't been doing so well lately. They finished 13th in the table and didn't even make it to Serie A for next season. It's a tough time. Speaking of former stars playing at lower levels, let's talk about Miralem Pjanic. This guy had it all going for him, playing at the top level with Roma, Juventus and even Barcelona. He was considered a promising aspect of the football world, but things didn't go so well for him after that Barca move. It's like he hit a roadblock in his career. After that, Pjanic had a short stint at Besiktas, but he's now playing for a UAE side called Sharjah. It's a shame to see such a talented player end up kicking it in the minor leagues. Now let me spin you a creative web about Dani Alves. This dude used to be one of the hottest right backs out there, making some killer contributions for Barca and snagging titles left and right. Then he tried his luck at Juventus, PSG, Sao Paulo and even went back to Barca, but then things took a bit of a downturn. He took a step back, or should I say a degradation, by joining the Mexican side Pumas UNAM. And that's not where the roller coaster ride ends. Oh no, he went even lower. I'm talking about a wild detour to jail for a sexual assault allegation. It's a heavy blow and definitely not the kind of news you expect to hear about a former star player. But the next thing we never saw coming. We all knew that someday Ronaldo wouldn't be at the top of his game like he used to be. It's just a fact of life, right? But Al Nassr? Phew, that one caught us off guard. Who would have thought he'd end up there? Despite all the doubts and surprises, Ronaldo still did his thing. He proved himself once more, scoring 12 goals and dishing out 2 assists. Al Nassr ended up sitting in second place in the standings thanks in part to his efforts. Elsewhere, Lukas Podolski has always been accustomed to playing for top teams like Bayern, Arsenal and the German national football team. But you know what? He's taken a different path now. Currently he's playing for the Polish side Górnik Zabrze. The club finished 6th in the Polish league, which may not be as high profile as his previous teams. But you know what's interesting? Podolski's form has been just fine this season. He's been holding his own and showing his skills on the field. Another player who was once a legend but now plays in a lower league is Iniesta. This guy gave us unforgettable moments like scoring the winning goal in the World Cup final and that incredible volley against Chelsea in the Champions League. But you know what? Things have changed for the former Barcelona talisman. Iniesta is currently playing for Vissel Kobe in Japan, which is a step down from the high-profile teams he used to grace. Vissel Kobe finished 3rd in the league, which is respectable, but Iniesta has made only 5 appearances this season. Likewise, the Ninja has seen a similar path from highs to lows. Yes, we're talking about Raja Nainggolan. This guy used to be a force to be reckoned with during his time at Roma, but he's now playing for Spal in the Italian Serie B, or shall we say Serie C, because Spal had a tough season and ended up getting relegated, finishing 19th in the league. It's a bummer to see Nainggolan's club struggling like that. From Ninja to Super Mario, it's surprising to see how the career of Balotelli unfolded. From his time at Man City, Liverpool, Milan and Inter, he's made quite the journey. Recently, he's been in some pretty decent form, scoring 6 goals in 18 games for FC Sion. But despite Balotelli's efforts, Sion had a disappointing season, finishing at the very bottom of the league standings. From the highs of his City title days to the lows of Sion's last place finish, we feel for you, Mario. Maybe the same can be said about Nani. Once compared to the great Ronaldo, Nani was a rising talent. Remember when Nani played a key role in the Portuguese squad victory in Euro 2016? Well, he now finds himself stranded in Australia. Nani is currently playing for Melbourne Victory, however it seems that injuries have been a major issue for him. This season, the 36-year-old winger has spent most of his time on the sidelines, unable to showcase his skills. Add to that, Melbourne Victory finished 11th, which only adds to the challenging situation. Lastly, Lorenzo Insigne must have had mixed emotions when Napoli finally clinched the Serie A title, right after he left for Toronto FC. It's like cheering and crying at the same time. However, his first season with Toronto hasn't gone as smoothly as he hoped due to injuries. Meanwhile, Toronto find themselves in the lower half of the table. In conclusion, the journey of former football stars reminds us that the world of sports is dynamic and ever-changing. Players who once graced the highest levels of the game can find themselves in different playing environments, facing new challenges and opportunities. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Also turn on the bell notifications so you never miss out on new content, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.